Hello everyone, welcome back to the EPIC47 OSU Tournament Qualifiers Day. I've just come back from my lobby, I just played in the last one. My name's Doomsday, it's nice to be back on the cast again. Joining me, of course, is a familiar face for today, Nate.
Of course, I've been here for every single qualifier lobby so far. This is the second last lobby, also probably one of the most stacked lobbies with big names. Just to read off a few: Velcro Shoes, Rudge, Mahmood, all in this lobby. But this will be smaller than the last one, but not small. We got 6 people, and I look forward to it. This is going to be a scary one.
Yeah, this is the most stacked lobby of the set.
Yep.
All the good players are spread around the lobbies, but there's a lot of them, particularly in this one. I think they've organised it a bit to be in the same lobby. I believe Rudge and Mahmood are actually sitting next to each other in the LAN hall as well, so I'm sure the banter will be flying during this one.
Yeah. Hopefully no trolling. Hopefully no bumping each other, unplugging keyboards.
Oh, no.
None of that. None of that.
Pulling out the Ethernet cable none of that.
Mahmood would never do that.
Nah. None of that at all. But I mean, yeah, as you mentioned, they are some of the favourites to win the match, win the tournament rather, but we'll see.
We are missing a player.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, Cinnamon's the one we're missing. The chatting just before this. He's a multi-mode player, but maybe that's just a client lag. I guess we'll see.
Okay. I guess maybe we're down to 5.
Oh.
That is unfortunate. I want to see them play, but that is all good. Nomad 1. We got 3 people FCing out the gate. Speaking of... Okay, Cinnamon's apparently not online, so... I know they're a spectator, so maybe they just haven't got a PC to play on.
Yeah, I suppose, like I say, it's one of those. Sometimes things happen during the day, and of course at LAN you're always doing all sorts of nice things, so hey. I'm sure we'll see them around. Shame they can't play though, but that's fine.
They could maybe play in the 9 o'clock lobby
that's true.
If a PC is found.
That's true.
But
Yeah, the Arsenal signed up, so there is one more lobby going on later on. We'll see how we go.
But yes, okay, anyways. All FCs are gone except for Mahmood and Rudge. Both these players are players to look out for. These are going to be 2 of the top performers, I think, of this tournament. Obviously, there are some other great players that can, get close to beating them on certain maps, but all in all, these are the 2 main people to look out for, I think.
Yeah, they've both been finalists before multiple times. Both of those 2 have won Epic LANs in the past, so they'll be looking to try and add to their collection this time around. But I say players like Velcro Shoes, who have been around every single Epic LAN OSU tournament we've had and always done strongly. They did very well in the last tournament, which was an incredibly stacked tournament, and still got top 4, I believe. There'll be another one hoping to make the mark this time. They've never made top 3 in any of the tournaments they've played, but they've been 4th twice. So they'll be hoping to try and break that this time around.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of experience in Epic LAN. Mahmood, Fudge still neck and neck. Rudge does have the slight accuracy advantage. I think 1/100 so far, so very impressive. But Mahmood, as long as he can hold on to that combo, doesn't matter if Rudge beats you by a little bit. This is all just for seeding, right? And we know that both these players are, of course, going to qualify, surely. So
yeah, there is no way.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. Both players invested 500k, which is pretty solid on this compared to some of the scores we've seen so far. Both players still rocking way over 99%. They are so comfortable on the AR-10 aim. This sort of style of map is nothing to phase them at all, really. Mahira Shina, another player in this lobby, is honestly another one that I think could make some waves this tourney. I think this is the first Epic LAN they've attended and played in. They're a high-ranked player. Nice 500 combo as well on this.
Yeah, Velcro Shoes goes down. They were both Mahira Shina and Velcro Shoes neck and neck, but Velcro Shoes just missing out on that combo right at the end of that section. And, when it comes to seeding, right? Oh, wait, Mahmood missed. I missed that.
Just before the break, that was, I think. Just in time for Rudge to see it and realise, oh, unlucky, mate.
Yeah.
Probably. As
this is the final section of the map. Doesn't get easier, though. This is actually gets harder, right?
Yeah, slightly more
increased.
spaced. Very slightly more spaced here with some of those bursts, those triples. nearly having follow points on some of them. But Rudge still on 100 on the very first map. He's only just turned up like fairly late today, but it doesn't seem like he's phased. He seems like he's ready to go on this sort of style at least.
And it looks like he will get the FC. Doesn't hit a single 100 on that final stream. Is that 100?
It was.
I think that is the highest score we've seen. We have seen a 2-100 FC, I think, I'm pretty sure. But outside of that, there's not many FCs in this.
No. It's first map right off the gate.
Yep.
The No Mod 1 it's a map that you don't see too many FCs on oftentimes, because the very first map you might have a few nerves and you might not be quite warm to the style, but posting high scores on the No Mod 1 right out the gate is immediately a show of confidence, and it's no surprise to see Rudge very confident on that.
Yeah, Rudge very, very good aim player. But now, you know, speaking of aim, we're going straight into No Mod 2. What are your thoughts on No Mod 2?
This is an aim map as well. I'm not saying that totally because I missed on all the aim in it when I played it. But yeah, the No Mod 2 is the more streamy map, the stream heavy map. It's quite high BPM, 212 BPM. So it's not really wide spacing flow aim style of streams, but it is more on the sort of stamina intensive streams. But it's definitely got some spacing to it as well.
Yeah, the patterns are pretty straightforward, but it's really that consistency and, you know, who put aim in my stream map, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you get into the flow of all the streams, you're in that flow state, you're doing alright on it, but then they have these like slider jumps that come out of nowhere that you have to be awake for, which really do catch out a lot of players. I mean, we've seen quite a few do well on the streams, but then slip on some of those aim patterns, so it's definitely a focus test and comfort test on the streams, because if you're just mashing them and you're only just holding on to them, you're probably going to miss on the aim in between.
Yeah. And I mean, not even that. If you're just mashing the streams, your accuracy is going to be really bad too. And Score V2 accuracy is very important. Nowhere near as important as combo, of course, but still important.
Yeah, especially yes, it's much heavier on the axe side compared to normal OC.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. But with 2.5 minutes, this one's nowhere near as long as No Mod 1. Much shorter, much more friendly, especially if you're familiar with. I guess it is still a bit longer, but TV size, you know. It's more TV size, is what I'm saying. So
rhythm game size.
Yeah, rhythm game size.
Yeah. It's just fit. I mean, it is literally the game version of Longinus.
Longinus?
Yeah.
You say Longinus.
Is it?
I had this discussion with Dan, alright? And he said Longinus. Yeah, he said Longinus. And I said Longinus. And he says, but, you know, he goes like long. Do you say GIF or GIF? You know, it's like...
I honestly have no idea.
It's pronounced Longinus. Ah. See?
I see.
Longinus. Or Longinus.
Yeah, it's clearly pronounced Longinus. Thanks,
Longinus,
James.
yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for clearing that one up for us.
I said Longinus when I saw it first, but now I just really don't know.
Oh. Also, on this one, a shout out to Garden Gate 88 in this lobby as well. I think it's their first Epic LAN as well. Really cool to see them hopping in for the qualifiers. We'll see how they do on the rest of these maps, but a first timer. Yeah, cool to see the catch community come out and force this Epic. There are quite a few multi-mode players and like communities from other modes here at Epic, other than just OC Standard that we use for this tournament. It's really cool to see representation there from the other modes.
Yeah, and I mean, my numbers could be slightly off, but I do believe there's about roughly 7 Taiko players and 7 catch players, right? Like there might be one more or one less for each, but there is a lot more mode representation at Epic LAN this event, which is very nice because it's not even just about the other modes, right? It's the fact there's more participation, and these people from other modes are playing standard, right? They're giving the standard tournament a try, and that's what counts, right? It's all about the enjoyment. It's all about the fun from these sort of events.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be against seeing some of the mode events though as part of Epic LAN. I'd love to play some Taiko. Big fan of Taiko myself, even though it's not my main mode, but that would be awesome.
It's a big ask. It's a big ask. I think having a lot of different OSU tournaments at Epic LAN, it would need to be coordinated like somewhere.
It doesn't have to be like a main stage thing, but you know, it's a little fun thing between.
Yeah. Anyways, talking about the map though, my hero does go down. He did have a high combo, so now Velkosh's Mahmood Fudge, the only 3 combos and FCs at that. And Velkoshu's, kind of no surprise there, right? Velkoshu's is a speed player, if I'm not mistaken, right? They're very good at their tapping. So this is a map you'd expect them to do good on.
Yeah, the tapping maps is Velcro Shoes' playground, really. Probably the strongest tapping player in the tournament, honestly, I'd say. I think he's up there with that. Doing well on this, but showing up on the aim as well, as are Rudge and Mahmood. Mahirashini with a nice combo. I guess the axe down a bit, but doing solid on the combo game, which is making up for that.
It's crazy. This lobby is absolutely stacked. 3 FCs.
This is mental. Most of the lobby is full comboing this, and it's not often you'd say that.
Yes. Majority of the lobby are FCing the maps. Because Nomad 1 was very close to having both Mahmood and Fudge FC. And that's it. 3 FCs. Just casually. Yeah, go on.
That's crazy. Yeah, just 3 FCs, just why not? And they're all 99% as well. 3 99% full combos. Not only is it a full combo, but it's a very comfortable one from all 3 of those. Mahmood, though, with the top score, beating Rudge and Velcro Shoes, probably the stronger tapping players, but Mahmood with the better ack on it.
Yeah, Mahmood,
nice.
Very consistent. I will say, I think Fudge got most of his 100s at the very start. I did see that he was on lower accuracy for most of the map.
Oh,
so
right.
We must have missed it, but there must have been a stream where he tanked his accuracy and was somewhat consistent for the rest. And Velcro Shoes as well. 10 100s also very consistent, right? So all 3 of these players, very scary when it comes to tapping, but knowing that these 2 people will qualify, I can't wait to see how they perform in the bracket. The bracket streams much harder, much higher BPM, more spacing. I mean, the Nomad 1 in the bracket stage, brutal. Yeah. So much harder than the Nomad 2 in the qualifiers. And if that's what your expectations are, you know, it really puts on a show.
Yeah, the difficulty level of the bracket stage is, like I say, it's way higher than what we're seeing here as well. So for the players that make it there, some of those higher seeded players are going to be really cool to watch play those maps. I haven't had a chance to look through the bracket stage map pool just yet. I'll probably be doing that later on, but I'll take your word for it on that Nomad 1. Some of the maps that I recognise from that pool, at least anyway, on the initial look, yeah, they're pretty spicy.
Yeah.
This Nomad 3, though, Parallel Skydive. Tune, by the way. Love this artist.
Yeah. How do you pronounce this artist? A?
How do you just say
Quad A.
Quad A.
Quad A. That sounds kind of nice. Quad A.
Quad A. Sounds like a wrestler name.
Okay.
Quad A versus Triple H.
Oh, no. I didn't even think of that, but that's...
Oh.
You're cooking. You should be a wrestler. There you go. That's your wrestler name.
Oh, dear. I don't know. Don't think they let me off the leash for that, mate. But hey, alt style, lower BPM.
So your flow aim test?
Yep, very flow aim heavy style of alt control map this. But you have those stack doubles as well that you got to really snap to.
Yeah, me and Bubbleman, we've been discussing this map, I think, in almost every single qualifier lobby so far. Talking about it being easy for tournament players, but hard for people that don't play these maps. You know, in one of the lobbies he said he called the map easy, and then the entire lobby just flopped. Right? And it just goes to show, like, I'm not saying the map isn't easy for good players, right? Good players, they might find this map really easy. But if you're just not familiar with these patterns and like the weird flow aim that is just required in this map can be brutal. But with such a stacked lobby, everyone is able to just do this comfortably. I mean, Rudge, Mahmood, both holding FCs, Velcro Shoes, reverse FC choking so far.
I think that this is really what you just said in action. Velcro, Fudge and Mahmood looking great on this. You can definitely see players like Mahirashini, who are very strong players, definitely having a couple more issues on this. There may be some of the more mechanics-focused maps, because, as you mentioned, the style is kind of awkward if you're not used to it. It's a map that can really catch out certain players, but again, Mahmood and Rudge and Velcro as well with that recovery.
Yep.
Very nicely done on all 3 of those players. That's brilliant. Another full combo there from Mahmood. Actually, no, that's
not, yeah.
Wait, I think it is a full combo.
Is
just
it?
Slider end drops. I think Rudge just broke right at either the start or the end. I didn't catch what it was. But surely that's very close to an FC with the ACK.
Must have missed like the last note or the very first note.
it's basically as close as makes no difference.
Yeah. If it's the very first or last note, it doesn't make that much score difference, does it? It's like, it's kind of negative. Because Rudge still got higher score.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm a bit like, I don't know. But maybe it was an FC. I don't know. I think we were not paying as much attention as we could have to Mahmood, but I mean, they were both. All three of them were very good scores, and so no surprises there. But going straight into Nomad 4 is really where things change. The slider aim, slider accuracy, each slider tick very important. Slider ends also very hard to aim. The slider shapes very fast SV. There is a lot to this map.
Yeah, this map is definitely the most awkward map of all the no-mod maps in particular. The first three maps are generally what you'd expect from the style, and not too weird, not too awkward. You kind of know what to expect with them. But this No-Mod 4 is different. It's got some very weird buzz sliders in it, some very odd rhythm. It's a map that's a nightmare to sight read. I'll tell you that much from experience. So, out of all the maps in No-Mod, this is definitely the one where it's much more chokeable than the rest, even if you are a top-tier player.
We will see if there are any FCs in this lobby. I think so far, has Mahmood FC'd every map? No-Mod 1.
No, yeah, No-Mod 1 he
broke
near the end.
And then Rudge has FC'd every map except No-Mod 3, right?
Yeah.
So both on 2 out of 3 FCs. Looking to make it 3 out of 4. Mahmood goes down very early on. Oh, and Rudge actually. Mahiro actually the only FC.
It's the combo game from Mahiro Shina, but that's all you really need. 87%, but yeah, he's yet to break. But you see these buzz sliders though on very odd rhythm snaps. On a one try, it's a nightmare, and there he goes.
There it goes. No more FCs, but Rudge Mahmood building up that combo yet again. Velcro Shoes doing also pretty good. 66k versus Mahiro's 80k, and goes to show accuracy is very important. And in cases where you're not getting combo, accuracy. I mean, okay, even saying that, Mahiro they were FCing for quite a long time, and they were still being beaten by Mahmood and Rudge because of accuracy alone. So that really just goes to show. And Velcro Shoes not far behind, even regardless of the fact they didn't get much combo. It's just that accuracy that's really bringing them up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this map's OD9, so the timing windows on this are quite tight. Just make these rhythms all the more trickier to act. And I say Mahmood down to 96, which is very solid for this. But compared to the rest of the maps, it's a lot lower, which just shows the sort of map this is. Another break from Mahmood actually as well. It's going to sit him back a little bit. Actually, a few breaks on this slower part from him. Still second highest score in the lobby though with the 200k.
Yeah, and look at Rudge's combo right now. 1/3 of the map remaining. He's on 640. Looking to get the reverse FC choke. His very first miss was right near the start of the map. I don't think he has missed any other times, unless I'm mistaken.
That's it. No, that's the only one he's had. Rudge holding the act nicely as well compared to the rest. This is a really good play. 500k crested there, still going.
Hits the buzz sliders.
That bit's really scary, actually.
That bit is really scary.
That's just crazy stuff from Rudge, actually. Another really good play from him, and this being the sort of map where it is hard to be consistent on. High scoring this map might stand out from a lot of the crowd. So this could be a big thing for his seeding to get this sort of score on this.
And he will too. 1000 combo to close it out. Unfortunate reverse FC choke, but this is the first and probably one of the only scores in this lobby that there'll be one player beating the rest by a significant amount.
Yeah.
It's going to be close.
A lot of the maps are going to be very close.
Yes.
I think some of the trickier maps in Hidden certainly might be like that, but that map is one of the few that has the big deficit there. But regardless, that score could be a big point that could potentially give Rudge a really high seeding here. That is a map compared to say Mahmood, who is one of the favourites for the tournament. That's a big difference there.
Yeah, and what's your thoughts on Hidden 1 then? Do you think these players are well versed with the hidden. I mean, it says AR 9.5, so AR is not going to be an issue for these people, but you know, the patterns, right?
Yeah.
The sliders, they get really funky.
Yeah, this map is kind of like an ult map, very similar to that No Mod 3, except obviously on the hidden, and a lot more on the sort of snap aim and the slider aim mixed in there as well. I think this map is a much trickier map than that No Mod 3 was, though, Parallel Skydive. So certainly, players that aren't very well versed with hidden control might have some issues here, and I think this is another one that could see some big differences in some of these players. Velcro Shoes I don't think is that much of a reading player, although he does tend to do pretty well in tournament on them. I know it's not his most comfortable skill set. We'll see how he does here, though. But definitely curious to see how the rest of the lobby manage this. It will tell a lot, I think.
Oh yeah. And then hidden 2 right after. Straight into Hard Rock Air 10. Yeah, it gets rough. My hero Amamood down early. Already it's just Fudge and Velcro Shoes with the combos.
Even though it is high AR, and as you mentioned, that's not much of an issue for reading for a lot of these players. The perfect stacking and the rhythm stacking definitely will be, and this map has a lot of that.
Yeah, because using the approach circles is a good way of knowing where there's stacked notes, right? And hidden, you don't have that. Fudge goes down, now it's only Velcro Shoes with the FC. And you were saying we don't know how well they're going to do on this, right? We're not too sure if reading's their strong suit, but currently proving they can read hidden.
Yeah, this dude's going to be playing hidden maps for 3WC at this rate, despite his protests, because he's looking really good on this with the 97. Decent act for this, and the combo certainly keeping up with the rest of the lobby, and then some. Rudge with the break, I guess, that quarter of the way through. A couple breaks from him, actually, despite his really good accuracy. The combo game not quite there compared to Mahmood and Velcro.
Yeah, Mahmood goes down on those sliders. The very small sliders. The ones that you don't really aim, you just tap and you'll hit it naturally, right? Velcro Shoes being so comfortable on them, though. There's only a quarter left of the map. We've hit all the hard parts, but there is still one more to go.
Yeah, the ending coming up here. The 600k is already a great score from Velcro Shoes. This is a big score from him on one of his least favorite skill sets, but he can play it. He can play it so well.
This would be an insane score if Velcro Shoes FC this. The accuracy not as good as Fudge, but the FC. Oh, no! Does go down in the last like 5 or 10 seconds. The last 50 combo, he goes down. Still a very, very impressive score though, just shy of 900,000. S rank, misses on a slider.
That's brilliant from Velcro. That's brilliant. But Rudge's accuracy, 98.8. That's amazing. Shame about the timing of the misses though, and that's the thing with Osu. The aim component is very important. You can make a lot of that up with AC, but some tricky timed misses here and there can hurt you a lot. So it's a very unfortunate score there from Rudge, I gotta say.
Yeah, Rudge so far I think across all these maps has had really good accuracy, but is finding, I don't want to say consistency problems, right? Because he's very consistent.
He's FC'd a bunch of the maps.
Yeah, exactly. But he's missing, when he misses, he's missing at very unfavorable places, right? Whether it just be a 1 miss, you know, that's unfortunate. These things happen, right? Or like that map, it was a 2 miss, but it was very spread out. He wasn't able to get that combo back up to replenish his score, and ultimately he was stuck at around 400k for most of it.
Yeah, it's how it goes. I mean, it's something that can happen to anyone really on any day, but it's a bit unfortunate when it happens because you can have an excellent score and just it not quite represent what it probably should be. Regardless, though, I think on balance of things, Rudge's performance here is plenty good enough to qualify and probably seed him highly, if not higher than that, we'll see. Regardless, though, this hidden 2, not going to be the favourite for a few of these players. Mahmood, not a low AR hidden player, but how much he can make up on here could do well against other mechanical-focused players. We'll see if he's put the practice in or if he's sight reading this. That'll make a big difference to the score he gets.
Yeah, I was going to say, after that phenomenal performance from Velcro in the Hidden 1, going into the Hidden 2, huge difference in skill sets, right? I mean, you can already see just how different it is, right? Velcro was so comfortable on that last Hidden, where it was AR 9.5, the patterns are more aimy and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whereas this is very awkward, linear-ish patterns, right? And the AR8 on top of that changes things entirely. And, I mean, everyone else in the lobby, Fudge, once again, 99%, we're just not getting the combo.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate chain miss, but that stream is probably the hardest pattern in the map, I'd say. But 99% up to that point is looking really good on that low AR. Rudge did well on that.
Yeah, 300k.
Yeah. This is really nicely done from Rudge. CPA. Dude, you're doing just fine, I'm just saying.
And the fact you said that he is also just arrived very recently, there is a chance that he hasn't even played the pool.
He's probably sight reading this. I'd hazard a guess he's probably sight reading this.
A lot of people have been sight reading for some reason.
Sight reads OP and all that, what they all say.
Well, it's until the moment you qualify. It's like, oh, okay, we need to actually, like, got lock in now.
Yeah, it's all about timing in the lock-in, and qualifiers usually ain't. But hey, 400k up for Rudge is very solid on this. Mahmood will get second place. But you can tell, when it comes to like low approach rate hidden like this, it's a very specialized skill set. A lot of players just don't play it at all. But you can see that Rudge is well versed on that. Very nicely done there from him.
Yeah, this is an actual crazy lobby. Mahmood, Fudge, Velcro Shoes, all being very competitive to one another. These scores have been very close at the lobby. I would like to say that I think probably Fudge is slightly ahead right now in seeding, and then Mahmood and then Velcro Shoes, but Velcro Shoes have definitely had their moments.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that Hidden 1, for example, dominant.
Yeah, the Hidden 1's crazy. I mean, that could do a big number on his seeding, I think, all things considered. But now we're getting into the hard rock maps and then the DT maps where the mechanics players are going to start to flex a little bit more. Particularly with the AR10. We have already seen one AR10 map. That was a cheat wheel. Kind of unusual to see a no mod map at AR10. We've already seen one. But now we're getting into the smaller circle size maps at that high approach rate, high OD, very tight ACK windows on both these maps coming up. And again, I think a lot of the usual suspects, Mahmood, Rudge, Velcro, all very solid on hard rock.
Yeah, and like going into hard rock, I've been saying this to Dan repeatedly. I love Hard Rock 1.
Oh.
I mean, even just the Hard Rock pool is great. He's been getting me into Hard Rock. It's a fantastic mod, right? But Hard Rock 1, great choice, great song. We play for the music, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this map, he's been saying as well, he regrets putting this in the pool. But it's a very nice, I would like to say, comfort aim map, right?
I think in parts, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this was the most comfy Hard Rock one though, because you have those, there's 1/3 and little rhythm bits. And some BPM changes as well, particularly at the end, so it's not all...
The speed up.
Yeah, the speed up right at the end. Well, I'm not sure where the BPM peaks, but it gets fairly speedy for just like the last 20 seconds or so, or 10 seconds even.
It might be one of those, like, I'm not saying it is, but there's a chance it's one of those cases where it sounds like it speeds up, but it's not, it's just a pitch. Right, like Scarlet Rose. Scarlet Rose, I always thought speeds up.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean,
but
I see what you mean. Yeah. Sometimes songs do sound like that. I think it is like an actual BPM speed up at the end of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a real one. I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
It's all on the pitch. But yeah, back into the game. Mahmood, Velcro Shoes, both holding on to their FCs. Fudge dropping early, which is, I would say, kind of surprising, right? This is not a map that I would think would be difficult for this player, right? Very good at your aim, but we do find jokes, right? Saying that Velcro Shoes does find that miss. Mahmood now the only FC in the lobby, coming out of the Ki, gets very short break to glance over each other's scores. Mahmood knowing he's in the driver's seat right now, but Rudge once again with the accuracy, and Velcro Shoes too, actually. Yeah. Rate recurrence 98.4%, beating out Rudge.
Very nice arc on this OD10 as well. Like the original map for this was very notorious for being hard to arc and had some very infamous high arc scores that were quite famous in the community. This one's not the original, but it definitely has that same edge of just being really hard to arc on one play. So 98% on this is really good going. To see it from 2 players as well is super impressive.
Yeah, and this is the last slow section until the final Ki. Can Mahmood hold on to his combo? And Rudge, I mean, he's bringing it back up.
Yeah, and Mahiro Sheena as well with the 700 combo.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Rudge
Rudge misses on that last slider. Very slow slider.
Oh, that hurt my soul, mate. Oh,
that's painful.
That is really unfortunate for Rudge.
Yeah, we can't count Mahiro out of this. 800 combo. Looking to go ahead of Rudge in the final closing section of the map, but with still a core. Mahmood is holding on to the FC. Mahiro finally goes down, but now it's just Mahmood. 1100 combo. There is still one, I would say, tricky section that's very missable, coming up very shortly.
Yeah, the speed up's coming. Speed up's coming. Not too bursty, but there is a little bit of that, and you have to adjust to it. Can Mahmood finish this playoff, though? Still holding 97. That's very decent.
Oh, very shaky aim. Was very, very close to missing that slider, but as it slows down, surely there's no way he misses on this last part of the map. Mahmood with the FC, and I think the only FC that we have seen so far.
On this map, yeah.
Yeah, on this map.
Yeah, that's a nuts score. So this is a map that's hard to play on one try, even though maybe the SR for them might not be that high. The style of it is tricky at times, but Mahmood navigated all of that. That was great to see. But Velcro Shoes as well with a very good score on that too. And Mahiro as well did a very nice play on that. Nice comeback there from Mahiro, and on these mechanics maps, I think that's where they'll be the most comfortable. We'll just see him performing on it.
I love that song so much. So much. It's a great song.
Absolute bang.
Yeah, absolute banger. But moving on to the hard rock to EOS CS 6.5. And now I know we just played hard rock. The hard rock one was CS 5, something like that. Going from that into 6.5 makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Very small circles.
Yeah, CS 6.5 is generally as small as circle sizes get in tournaments, apart from more gimmickier spots. If you go smaller than this, it's a very obscure gimmick for the most part. I suppose you play the last map and it's smaller circle size than the rest, but then this is just another level to that. The style of map is not too awkward. It's fairly standard aim and streams, but nevertheless, on a one try, small CS can make players very uncomfortable. I should always point out whenever I watch Velcro Shoes play and small CS comes up, this guy plays on a very, very small tablet area.
Does he?
A very, very small area. I'm not sure exactly how, like, the millimeter size of his area is on his tablet, but it is. Seeing him play precision is just crazy because he barely moves his hands playing at all, let alone stuff like this.
Yeah, CS 6.5 with low tablet area does sound like Recipe for Disaster. You know, that sounds pretty scary.
Makes it work though. I don't know how, but he does.
Velcro Shoes. He can make anything work. But currently, Mahmood FCing. Rudge's combo is a bit lower, so I feel like he must have missed in the first 10 combo. And then Mahiro and Velcro also not far behind in the combo. This is the first Ki, and really the difficulty isn't in the patterns themselves, it's the patterns with the CS, right?
Yeah, exactly. The patterns aren't too wacky, they're not too awkward, but on this small CS you have to really snap to them, you have to be comfortable on that precision, and you really have to focus on it. And at the moment I think everyone in the lobby is broken, so no full combos on this. Oh, there's that's
that can't be real.
Area.
That can't be real.
20 millimeters width, that's crazy.
That can't be real.
That's like barely, like just over like a fingernail length. That's all he uses to aim from one side of the screen to the other. That's insane. And look at him, he's got the highest combo in the lobby. He's got the highest score in the lobby.
But can he hold on to it for the last quarter of the map? If he misses, Mahmood might be able to take over again. Depends how long he holds on to it. But the longer he does hold, the more that will solidify. Mahmood goes down. Now it's just Rudge and Velcro Shoes. But Velcro finally goes down.
And then there's time for Rudge to catch up, though, with this score. I think he'd make it pretty close. Never mind. Still 500k, though. Very solid. 5 players in this lobby. So 3 players in this lobby with 500k and up. Kind of nuts. That's the way this lobby has been, though.
Yeah, just kind of nuts.
Kind of nuts.
And transitioning from Hard Rock into DT, right? You go from AR10, AR10, AR10.3, AR9.8, right? So if it were the other way around, no mod, Hard Rock, hidden, DT, that would make life so much harder because you're then having to learn the AR. I mean, the hidden 2 into the Hard Rock is already hard enough. You know, going from AR8 into AR10 in the Hard Rock. And now we're going into 10.3, so we can really get to see in this moment who is ready for the AR change. Who can play AR 10.3? Who can be just that little bit extra more responsive, I guess is the word.
Yeah. Who's got the faster eyes?
Who's got the faster eyes?
That's what we're saying. But yeah, AR 10.3 is much more of a generalized skill set, I think, nowadays than it once was. It used to be very specific, but nowadays, generally, mechanics players are quite well versed on AR 10.3. As long as the map isn't too weird or wacky, especially. Yeah. And this map, even though it is relatively standard for the most part, it has some tricky bits in it. Slider streams and some bursts here and there, and a good amount of speed element to it as well in the tapping to keep you on your toes. But it's not just all standard patterning this. There's some trickiness to it too.
Yeah, and you know, talking about how fast your eyes are, how high is your gamma? You know?
That too.
I see Velcro's in chat, gamma hashtag up.
Oh,
which,
mate.
yes, there was some debate about, you know, using high gamma, is that cheating, and Peppy saying it is or something. But
yeah, it's a debate that's raging on. It's been raging on for years at this point. There's some people that say that, nah, you shouldn't mess around to get with your gamma. It defeats the object of high AR or low AR in that. But obviously, you know, it's a debate that I think will rage on until the end of time, and no one will ever decide on it.
It will rage on until Peppy forces it to be banned, you know?
Well, yeah. But either way, regardless though of whether you mess around with the gamma or not, high AR is still tricky to read if you're not comfortable on it. And some players really struggle with it. We'll see how these players do though. We have some strong mechanics players in the lobby. I can only imagine that we should see some nice scores on this.
Yeah, this map gets very fast. 255 BPM bursts. Easy to catch off guard. My hero goes down. Mahmood also is down, and Fudge. So Velcro is currently the only FC out of the last quarter of the map. And that is 2 minutes 9 seconds, so relatively short.
Yeah, ain't too long. Very much rhythm game size, if that. Velcro Shoes, of course, in double time is in his element. He'll be, I think, the favourite on a lot of these maps in this lobby, and at the moment he's leading the pack. But Rudge is beating his Ack, another player who is one of the mainstays for tapping for the UK OWC roster. Very consistent on it. He'll be chasing him down. Mahmood, though, with nice combo. Struggling on the Ack, still holding nicely on that side. But Hiroshina, though, beating Mahmood on the Ack as well.
Yeah, Bahiro's been doing really well. But Velcro Shoes, let's just take a second to look at him right now, right? Highest combo in the lobby. Not the highest accuracy, but competing for it against Rudge. And he is beating 2 of the previous winners of Epic Land, right? And you were talking about before, Velcro Shoes, what was it? He came 4th place 2 times?
Yeah.
Before? Yeah, so he's competing with the number 1s. Right, possibly the tournament favorites, and he is outscoring them on several maps. Velcro Shoes really putting on a strong performance. And is that an FC?
I think that might be a full combo, Nate. Yeah, I think it is. It's a reverse choke from Rudge. But it is going to be a full combo from Velcro. One double time full combo down. And I'm sure there'll be plenty more on the way from this player this tournament. That's a great score there from Velcro.
And also a very nice reversed FC choke from Rudge. Mahmood with the S rank as well. But yeah, Velcro Shoes, 1.14 million points.
Huge.
Very huge. I mean, literally huge. That's almost the highest score you're going to get on that map, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll see much higher than that. I mean, with the lobbies coming up, of course, that's probably... I don't know if we've seen any higher scores in previous lobbies for that one, Nate, but I would be surprised if that's highest.
There's been one FC before, but I don't know exactly what score it was. I'm not sure if it beats it, but it's close. It is close. So having 2 FCs in that now, Rudge with, we'll say basically an FC. He was close enough, missing in the first like 30 combo. Very competitive. And you know, I'm going to say it again, Velcro Shoes looking super strong against the 2 potentially strongest players in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, he's always an exciting player to watch, Velcro, and he's improved so much since that first tournament, which, of course, he placed 4th in that very first one, but he has improved his skills between each tournament. He's definitely grown a lot as a player. It's great to see him keeping that going. Obviously, we'll see how he does in the tourney. I think on the basis of this, with this being the last map now, surely he makes top 16 with that. And I can't wait to see how he does in the bracket, regardless of who he's against.
I think surely he makes top 5 with that. Like,
yeah, I reckon it would too, honestly.
They're playing super well, and hopefully we don't see another 4th place situation, right? Like, we want to see our man do well. He's put in the time, put in the effort, and it's showing off, you know. But DT2, the less than AR10 map.
It is.
Down to AR 9.8, 2.5 minutes. What do you think about this one?
It's very doubly. Lots of doubles.
Yes, very doubly.
A lot of tapping in this as well. This one's more about the long streams and the tapping rather than high AR reading or how fast your eyes are on the high AR. It's more about just pure tapping stamina and also control, because at this BPM, 244, it's not super high, but so the doubles in this are pretty intense. If you struggle on the speed, it's hard to be consistent combo-wise on these doubles. And
now I imagine these players are probably good enough to not get thrown off too much by it. I mean, Mahmood misses on a pretty nothing pattern there. But the doubles, for sure, are more than enough to throw anyone off if you're not expecting it, if you're not ready for it. We've seen them ruin a ton of scores. Right? It's by no means an easy pattern.
No.
And it's repeated several times in this map. My hero, though, working up that combo. As is Mahmood. Fudge. 99.82% accuracy. Now this guy is FCing, and not on every map, but on most maps this guy's had the highest accuracy. Now, whether or not he's able to combo and get the score from that way, he's missing out on a lot of potential top scores, right? But Velcro Shoes, very close behind. Right behind Fudge's back. If he misses once, Velcro Shoes is going to jump right over, take over that lead.
Yeah, long streams here where some of the more tapping intensive sections come out. I can't see it phasing them, but will they slip on a slider, really? No, they won't. Still got 2 full combos in the lobby. And they see at the break as well. I wonder if there's a little bit of nerves knowing that these two are neck and neck. I mean, I'm sure both these players know they've qualified at this point, but it's all about whether they can get a higher seed at this point. Could be a big difference on a DT map that are often so competitive. A sniper player like Rudge on DT would be pretty big in the head-to-head.
Yeah, 2 FCs come into the closing section of the map. Garden Gate finds another miss. I mean, we've not really talked about Garden Gate much. This guy, he's a catch player, but he's put up a good fight, right? He's not going to bump seed by no means. But Fudge, Velcro Shoes, 2 FCs in this lobby. Fudge with 1/100, by the way.
Wow.
1 on DT2.
That's insane. What the hell? I mean, Sure, the OD 7.2, that's high enough. That plus DT is high enough. It's over OD 9. That is a brilliant, amazing accuracy. Even with the doubles and the control, no problems at all there from Rudge. And some great scores in that lobby. I do want to shout out Garden Gate as well, though. We haven't been mentioning them too much because of all these crazy scores happening in this lobby. But shout outs to Garden Gate. Shout outs to the catch community here at Epic as well for taking part. It's really cool to see you having a go at the standard tournaments as well. And great fun having you. I hope you enjoy playing the lobbies.
Yeah, and I mean, just a brief sort of recap over that match, right? 3 players, Velkosh's Mahmood, Rudge, all performing extremely well. Mahiru not even far behind either, right? I could not, if those were the top 3 seeds, I couldn't say the order. I think I could make some sort of prediction, right? But I couldn't say with 100% certainty like it's gonna be this is this.
No, not really. I mean, obviously there are some strong players in the other lobbies that have been going on today, and some later on as well. Particularly the next lobby has some strong players in it as well that could disrupt that order a little bit. But safe to say, I'm fairly certain that Mahmood, Rudge and Velcro are qualifying.
Yeah.
We'll see what order that happens in. Mahiro as well, I think, has a very good shot at qualifying as well with some of the scores they got on the mechanics map, particularly No Mod 1. A nice combo on that, and those hard maps as well. Solid ones on the DTs, I think they'll have a good shot as well. But regardless, it's great to see some of these big heavy hitters turning up, basically just dropping in almost immediately today, especially with the case of Rudge. And immediately be able to play like that only shows how well they might play tomorrow.
Yeah, very, very well-spoken words, but that is going to be it for this block of matches. We only have 1 match left, and that is going to be at 9 p.m., so 3 hours, 10 minutes from now, roughly. So, thank you for joining me Tuesday, and we will see you at 9.